This is a Svengali deck. In your kit, your deck is going to be a black deck of cards. I'm going to be using this red deck of cards. I'm going to show you a quick trick and then I'll show you exactly how this deck works. It's a fantastic deck of cards. You can do some things that you can't do with any other deck. So as you can see, all the cards, they're all different, as they should be. All the cards are different there. I will have somebody select a card. Let's say they say stop and they look at that card. So remember that card right there. I'm going to cut the card so I can bury that card in the middle of the deck. If I snap my finger, the card comes right back to the top. I can do that again. I'll cut the card, so you get a little snap. It comes back to the top. The funny thing is, if I cut the cards this way, I can again find your card. The most impressive thing though is I can snap my finger and all the cards now turn into the 9 of spades. Every single card turns into the 9 of spades. One last thing, I can cut the deck again and all the cards turn back to normal. And that is the Svengali deck. So how does this deck of cards work? Well, there's two secrets to this deck of cards. The first thing is, half of the cards are all the exact same card. In this deck, all the cards are the 9 of spades. Half of the cards are the 9 of spades. In your deck, it might be a different card, but half of them will be all the same card. The other half will be different cards. And the thing is, you have, the cards are all the same. Those are called the force cards. So this will be a force card. It'll be an indifferent card, followed by another force card, followed by an indifferent card, followed by a force card, and an indifferent card. And it repeats itself over and over throughout the deck. Now the thing is, every force card is a little bit shorter than the regular card. Even though it is very, almost imperceptible, it's just a tad bit shorter. It looks like this. Let's say this orange piece of paper is our force card, and the green paper is a regular card. The force card is going to be a little bit shorter. So when I riffle through the cards, you're going to be able to feel that edge. So with this Svengali deck, if I riffle through the cards like this, it's going to show the faces, the first card that's facing you, and the card that's the force card is going to be hidden behind that first card. But if I riffle the cards this way, I can cut the cards here, and now all the cards are going to be that force card because the indifferent cards are hiding behind that force card. So that is really the secret to the Svengali deck. Now, if your deck comes, if they're not coming to you already split up so that it's an indifferent card followed by a force card, what you want to do then is you want to make sure that you put down a force card followed by an indifferent card, followed by a force card, followed by an indifferent card, and keep going till you run out of the cards like that. You want to mix up your cards so that they're in that order. So also, when you want to shuffle the cards, there's only certain ways that you can shuffle the cards. The first way is you can cut the cards. If you cut the cards and you put them on the bottom, it's going to retain the order of that alternate indifferent card and force card. The other way you can shuffle the cards is to do a riffle shuffle, which I can riffle the cards like this. I can do a table riffle shuffle, and it's the force cards and the indifferent cards are going to remain intact, and so that way you can still have your different cards, and if I cut it this way, I can still show all of the force cards. So those are the basics of what you need to know with the Svengali deck. Also, there's two ways to force that card. The first way is if you want the spectator to cut the cards, you want them to cut the cards like this, from the short edge, not on the long edge. So let's say if you ask someone to cut the cards, you want to put your hands to the left and right of these cards, so that way they're kind of forced to pick up the cards from these short edges. So then pick up the cards like this, you say, look at the card that you cut to, and that's going to be a force card, the 9 of spades. The other way to force a card is to dribble the cards like this. And if you dribble the cards, the spectator will say stop. So you dribble the cards, the spectator says stop, and it's automatically going to be that force card because they are falling in pairs. They're not falling one at a time, they're falling in pairs. So when you dribble the cards, they say stop, you want to cut it at that point, put it on the bottom, you can show that force card, they can take that force card. and you want to put it back in the exact same position. And then you could cut the cards again, and now you retain that order of the fourth card followed by an indifferent card. And that is the basics, and now we'll get into the tricks.